Roster tonight, Coach?
Anderson's playing. We'll go with 12 forwards. Neil is in. Lazar is out. And I'm just waiting to see with one of our Ds if he's ready to go. If he's not, Clayson will be in.
Which one second?
It's good to try. You might have gotten me.
How do you solve Robin Leonard?
I don't think we've solved him yet. That's for sure. But I think it's much bigger than that. It's if you look at the last game, he's played fine, but really, he saw all the pucks. So we have not played at our best against that team. If you take the exhibition games included, we've won 1 out of 6 games against them. So certainly we haven't been at our best for whatever reason. I think every game has been a different story. So if it was a general trend, except for the fact that we have not done a very good job in front of the goaltender. We've turned the puck over so many times against them. They jammed the blue line. They got 4 or 5 guys there. And if you turn it over there, they hurt you. I think in our own end, their own zone, they're good at forcing themselves in. Guys like Oposo, thick guy, walks in inside those dots and creates havoc. And a guy like Eichel can really pull something out of his hat. And we got to be aware of it. But we definitely, without looking at them, I'm looking at us versus them. And we've played better at the beginning of the year against them. But the last games we played against them, we had parts we looked fine. Last game, the second period, we looked great until we got scored with 3 minutes left in the second. But the hurt was already done the first period. So we got to be better against those guys, that's for sure. I don't know if it's looking at them with the eyes of the past. I think everybody's got to realize this is a good team. When you look on paper here, if they would have had everybody since the beginning of the year, they'd be in the mix up there with everybody. I mean, they got really good depth, really good players, and really good goaltending. So really, they just trailed behind because they got some injuries at the beginning of the year. And so I think right now it's we have to absolutely take this team more than seriously.
Who do you want to match up against Eichel tonight?
Sorry?
Who do you want to match up against Eichel tonight?
That's a surprise. You know what? I think we've had our mentality has been in general, not necessarily today, but in general, when we got some thicker, stronger guys that are good on the boards, we've had the Unfanuff and CC play against those guys, and when we had guys with more skill and more speed, we tend to go towards Methot and Carlson. But sometimes we try it and then we see, whoops, it's not as good, and the other line's better than that line tonight, so we'll change. But, you got Eichel with speed and skill. And the other line, you got Oposo and Riley, who are thick guys, who are bigger guys. So pretty sure you can figure out what we're going to try to do.
How do you rebuild Bobby Ryan? You're putting him on the checking line. How do you rebuild this guy? Is he?
Well, I don't look at it as a rebuild. I think right now we've got him playing hard, defending hard in the right places. So right now that's what I'm focusing on. And the rest, just the same as when we put Mike Hoffman on that line. I think when you got Pajot and Pyatt, whoever we put it with them works. So to me right now, it was more about having Hoff with Turris. Create a bit of speed with Turri. Turri's flying right now, and since I took Zinger off that line because we created a bit more speed with Stone and Brassard, and it helped us win the last game and the previous game. That's why I tend to go with Bobby with that line. And last game, to be honest with you, we were playing against Tavares, and Tavares is a very thick individual, strong, low body, center of gravity, really hard to handle on these boards, and I wanted a bigger body that was going to be in the right place. You see, Bobby's really smart. So when he gets the puck, it's rare that he's going to make a mistake with that puck. And most of the time, you're not going to turn over the puck when he's there. And Pyatt and Pajot are the relentless guys that are first on puck. So I thought that was a good mix, and it worked great last game. We shut down Tavares. That was the whole goal. So he played great. So for me, I'd rather look at what he's doing well and right rather than what I'm missing. Right now, we're not missing. We've won the last 2 games. We've been consistent all year, and every player's had to play different roles. I'm a big fan of versatility. Just don't be just that guy. Like, it's just, you can do more. You're an NHL player. You could be a left wing playing on the right. You could take a backhand on the breakout. You can shield and manage in a neutral zone, whether you're lefty or righty. I love the centers to play wing and so on, because then you just create more tools in your toolbox with really the same tools. And you create more depth. And that's what we've been trying to do since day one. Create more depth with the lineup that we've got. And he's just been part of that in that role right now. And 2 games from now, 2 periods from now, things might change, because at that moment I feel I need that. So I'm a big right now, what do I need? And then next game is next game, and we'll see after the first period if we have to readjust with our lineup. But right now, I'm not looking to reinvent somebody. And somebody's asked me about salaries and all that. That is the last thing in my mind. I don't coach salaries. I don't coach contracts, or I coach players. And the player today, and it's about winning. So what do we need to do? And he's part of that, and he's been good. So that's why for me, I've certainly don't have any issues. We had 2 good days. Everything was positive. So I don't know. I guess we got to pick out somebody to make our day interesting.
Do you take a lot of comfort in the fact that the Ottawa Senators have never lost on Valentine's Day?
As long as I don't lose on Valentine's Day with I got to go get something for my wife here. Yeah, no, I think Valentine's Day is one of those great days of the year. If you can win, it's an amazing day. So my wife's back from Cancun tonight, so it'd be nice if I had a smile.
You talk about being a right now guy and a today guy. The thought about working your both goalies, and Condon, you got 3 and 4 coming up. I mean, how?
Yeah, we'll mix it up. We'll mix it up. It's not right now. We're not going to go with Andy every game. And no, I think right now we've got what we would have loved to have all year is a normal lineup of goaltenders, and you have a clear number 1 and a backup who you can put any game, and that's what we got right now. And we have to take into consideration that Andy hasn't played in two months, and we don't want to overwhelm him right now and pull a groin or something, because he's not used to playing many games in a row. So we'll be smart. So he's playing tonight, but we'll manage the next games for sure in a manner that we can ease him into his job rather than just throw him out there and hope he can adjust. I mean, it's not the game itself. I think right now it's just managing after games, how much work he had to do. And I had a lot of talks with the goalie coach about that. I mean, it's easy for me. I want him in every game, but that would not be smart. So I think right now it's get him in. That's 2 games in a row, and then we'll see if he stays in the next game, or maybe next game we put Condon back and put him back the game after and manage the back-to-back. So right now it's on paper it's a normal situation, but really we have to match the beginning of his coming back is how we want to look at it. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, you got another guy.
100%. So we feel very confident with our goaltending right now.